Welcome to Certified Training Solutions free webinar. The topic today is Department of Transportation Agency Training Requirements, Reasonable Suspicion Signs and Symptoms Training Requirements for Supervisors. I'm Lisa Bradley. This webinar was recorded September 14th, 2018. Introduction. This webinar is based on our popular newsletter article, which is available on our website at the web address you see on your screen. Please visit us at certifiedtrainingsolutions.com. If you work in an industry covered by any of the Department of Transportation or DOT operating administrations, any of your staff in a supervisory or leadership position are most likely required to have some kind of training to recognize the signs and symptoms of drug abuse and alcohol use by regulated employees. This short webinar will provide you with an overview and summary of the various DOT agency training requirements, including those under the FMCSA, the FRA, FAA, FTA, PHMSA, and the U.S. Coast Guard. Unfortunately, you may be out of compliance with federal regulations if your company has not provided the required training to your supervisors that oversee your safety-sensitive employees. Most operating agencies of the Department of Transportation require at least 2 hours of training to supervisors in recognizing the signs and symptoms of drug and alcohol use. You may have heard of this type of training called 60-60 training or 60-60 training for supervisors. This 60-60 term came about because most modal agencies require 1 hour of training on recognizing the signs and symptoms of alcohol use and 1 hour of training in recognizing the signs and symptoms of drug use. First, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA. This agency oversees the motor carrier industry, most trucking companies with CDL drivers. The FMCSA also covers school bus companies. This is the largest of the DOT operating agencies. Reasonable Suspicion Signs and Symptoms Training Requirements. The FMCSA requires 1 hour of training on the specific contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable drug use, and also 1 hour of training on the specific contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable alcohol use. If you are covered by the FMCSA, a total of 2 hours of training is required for your supervisors. The Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA. This agency oversees the airline industry, air carriers or operators, and certain contract air traffic control towers. The FAA requires 1 hour of training on the specific contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable drug use. Reasonable recurrent training is also required. In addition, 1 hour of training is required on the physical, behavioral, speech, and performance indicators of probable alcohol misuse. If you are covered by the FAA, a total of 2 hours of training is required for your supervisors. The Federal Railroad Administration, or FRA. This modal agency oversees the railway industry, such as locomotives and trains. Reasonable Suspicion Training Requirements. The FRA requires that those persons supervising regulated workers receive training on the specific contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable drug use and training on probable indicators of alcohol use. There were some changes to the FRA rules in 2017. Prior to June 12, 2017, the FRA rules required this training to be a minimum of 2 hours. However, the rules were changed and now simply require the training without specifying a time requirement, but also added coverage for maintenance of way workers, or MOW employees. Therefore, those in supervisory positions over FRA-covered MOW employees must now also receive the training. Special note, the FRA also requires that all supervisors receive post-accident determination training. Failure to ensure that your supervisors receive the required training may subject you to severe penalties. Take a look at Certified Training Solutions Combo Course for FRA, which includes both the Reasonable Suspicion Training for DOT-covered supervisors and the FRA Post-Accident Determination Training course. Certified Training Solutions Reasonable Suspicion course and FRA Post-Accident course are approved by the FRA as model courses. The Federal Transit Administration, or FTA. This operating agency of the DOT oversees the public transportation industry, such as those involved in the revenue vehicle industry. The FTA also covers those in the armed security sector. Reasonable Suspicion Training Requirements. The FTA requires 1 hour of training on the specific, contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable drug use, and 1 hour of training is required on the specific, contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable alcohol use. Therefore, if you are covered by the FTA, a total of 2 hours of training is required for your supervisors. The Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. This operating agency of the DOT oversees those working in the pipeline industry and also liquefied natural gas facilities. Reasonable Suspicion Training Requirements. The Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration requires 1 hour of training on the specific, contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable drug use. 1 hour of training is also required on the specific, contemporaneous physical, behavioral, and performance indicators of probable alcohol use. Therefore, a total of 2 hours of training is required for supervisors. The United States Coast Guard. The Coast Guard oversees the maritime industry. Although the Coast Guard is now under the Department of Homeland Security, their drug and alcohol testing rules are closely related to the Department of Transportation testing requirements. Reasonable Suspicion Training Requirements. Coast Guard supervisors must have at least 60 minutes training on the effects of drug and alcohol use on personal, health, safety, and the work environment, and the behavioral indications of drug use or abuse. Certified Training Solutions offers convenient online courses to help you meet the various DOT operating agency requirements for supervisor training. Our online training is self-paced, and you may start the course at any time, 24 hours a day. Instant access is granted once payment is made. Our online Reasonable Suspicion Training course for supervisors is easy to use and consists of 3 training modules, 3 quizzes, and 3 interactive simulations. After completing our online Reasonable Suspicion Training course, you are immediately presented with your certificate to print. No waiting. For more details on our Reasonable Suspicion Training course for DOT-covered supervisors, please visit our website at www.certifiedtrainingsolutions.com or give us a call at 307-640-5859. If you would like more details on the various DOT operating agency requirements for both supervisor and employee training, along with need-to-know information relating to your specific operating agency, we encourage you to review the DOT's publication called DOT Agency and U.S. Coast Guard Drug and Alcohol Program Facts, which is available at the website address you see on this screen. Thank you for viewing this recorded webinar. We hope you have found this information valuable and that you enjoyed it. Certified Training Solutions is always happy to assist customers with their training needs. Please visit our website at certifiedtrainingsolutions.com or call us at 307-640-5859 or send us an email at admin@certifiedtrainingsolutions.com. We offer a variety of online courses including breath alcohol technician training, DOT specimen collector training and collector instructor training, screening test technician training, designated employer representative training, post-accident determination training, drug-free workplace training, and more. We also sell a variety of discount drug and alcohol testing supplies, including DOT-approved evidential breath testers and screening devices.